Hey, what is good, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers here on this absolutely bright and sunny. Look, you can see it in the windows behind me. This glorious Tuesday afternoon. My name is Mark Wallace. I am so glad that you are here and able to join us. Quick little rundown. We're going to take a look and see how we did yesterday. Then I'm going to get into talking with what we saw in last night's crazy World Series game with Robbie. And while we're doing that, we have our best plays that we're on for today. But if there's something that you have a question about, a play that you like, drop in the chat for two reasons. One, if you love it, share the wealth. Come on now. That's what this show's all about. If you have a question about something, Robbie is the player prop guru. What are you doing? Why would you waste that opportunity? Get that into the chat. We will figure out what's going on and get that started. And speaking of yesterday, well, I cannot believe that I have a Commanders first half team total over 8.5. And for the entire first quarter, all these two idiotic teams do is swap interceptions. It was absolutely, I was so, the minute we got into the second quarter, I was dreading having to come on here because I won't even tell you the things I was saying to the TV last night. I was watching that game, but that's what we did yesterday. You know, Robbie and I, we do nothing but green check marks. And so let me move that garbage behind us and get to Mr. Robbie Hockey. Robbie, how the hell are you?
My body's sore. I can't imagine what the players from that game last night are feeling because my body hurts.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, there's a couple of things we need to cover. It was the sports equinox yesterday. And I do see Kevin had his sports equinox play taken down. But our live kind of thrown together. Let's see if the stars align for this bad boy. I believe we cashed it. I know we cashed it because I saw the winning ticket. I'm trying to remember if it was 370 or 270 was the total odds on that. But does that make up for my red X?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll give you a pass on that. And you know, DG took my play as well, so he got half credit for his. So.
Not just once, but twice, I believe.
Well, we missed the touchdown, so we wouldn't talk about that.
Gotcha. You brought up last night 18 innings of absolute insanity. I know. I wish there was some way we could just live stream our text chain that goes back and forth between the three of us as these plays and everything were happening. Guys getting thrown out at third base, guys getting thrown out at home plate, you know, keeping the score tied. What do you make from that game? And then how do you kind of refocus? And I'm going to play both sides. So let's start with the Toronto Blue Jays. How do you refocus from the Blue Jays standpoint to come into tonight's game?
It's desperation mode. I mean, it has to be now because you don't want to drop another one to LA. And it's also whoever lost that game last night, you know they're feeling it this morning even worse than the guys who won it. You win it last night, you can party, you can celebrate, you're feeling good, you're ready to go back at it. Toronto just got their heart ripped out. I mean, that Tommy Edman, you can thank Tommy Edman, LA, because he saved your ass not once but twice last night. And I mean, my goodness, that throw out at third was absolutely insane.
But it was, again, the ball didn't travel as far to the outfield as who got thrown out? Was it Kiner Falafa?
Yeah. Waffle.
He got thrown out at third on that play, only because normally if that makes it all the way out to the outfielder, he's there anyway. It just never traveled that far off the glance of Freeman's glove. So, yeah, there were so many different things, Guerrero scoring on a throw to home where he should have been out by a mile, but because it was offline, he ends up scoring and tying the game up. I just think, look, even if you're, because full disclosure, that one's for you, Joe. I am not betting on any more of the World Series. I did in game one, and I am all done. I am now just enjoying the games as they kind of develop and play out on TV. That's a game that will last forever. I mean, I fell asleep. I was just telling Robbie before we came on the air, I fell asleep in the bottom of the 15th, woke up as they just finished. They just got the last out in the top of the 18th. So I was like, well, damn, I'm up now. Let me just stay for this one and figure out what's going on. And I didn't have to get much longer after that. But let's flip that coin, Robbie. From the Dodgers standpoint, how do you try to contain that emotional roller coaster and get back to business, if you will?
I think it's going to be worse for Ohtani because you're expecting him to pitch. I know last night they said he had some leg issues. I think it was just cramps. I don't think it was anything crazy, but now you got to pitch, and you're also hit 2 home runs last night. His walk.
I was going to say his leg issues came from all the walking. He got so many steps in from walking to first base 5 times. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I was going to lead to that. His walk prop is minus 810. I think this morning is what it's set to. So, you have a good parlay, maybe throw it in there somewhere, but I would not touch that.
That's insane. But what else do you do to the guy? I mean, what else can you do? Every time he stepped up, and it wasn't like they weren't throwing meatballs over the middle of home plate, I guess, to make my point. This guy is just so locked in. He's so dialed in that if he moves his bat, that ball is traveling 403 feet. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
What else can you do?
He looked fired up last night too. Usually he's a little more stoic. He's not really one to go crazy, but I saw he was singing with the crowd and he was doing a lot of unusual things that he doesn't do. So not only is he locked in, I think he's feeling himself as well, which I think for some people might be bad, but for Ohtani, it might be a dangerous thing for the Toronto Blue Jays at this point.
Oh, it was brutal. And it was. I was kind of. It was exciting for me to see Ohtani kind of get that ramped up and get that. I mean, when he's pumping his fist and he's getting all jacked up, how do you not get wrapped up into that?
I love it. I mean, he's one of my favorite. I mean, he is my favorite currently playing right now. And I'm with DG. I hate the Dodgers. Don't get it twisted. But I love Ohtani. Like, Ohtani's amazing. And I just, Frederick Freeman come through in the clutch again last night as well. He's one of those guys where you forget about him sometimes, but he still can. When those moments are when he needs to be the most clutch, he nails it. And like we were texting before around the 14th inning, I think we both said he's going to hit a moonshot here and it's going to end it, and he didn't. We just had to wait a few more innings for that.
We were just a little early. We all had the same call. It was just a matter of time before Frederick stepped up and did what he does. What an incredible game. And where did I just see it? Yeah, Walsey brings up a great point. That game reminded him of the 2004 ALCS game that went till like 2 a.m. I believe that was the longest World Series game. I'm trying to remember who that ALCS was between the two teams. I think it was Boston was involved in one of them.
It was Boston and New York. I think that was when Boston started their comeback against New York.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, I remember because I was in high school. I remember watching that game. Yeah.
Because I do know that Dodgers game, last night's game, beat the previous longest World Series game. Can you name the two teams?
No, I couldn't.
LA Dodgers, Boston Red Sox.
Damn. All right.
That's how I knew it. That's the only reason I knew Boston was part of one of them, and they were part of 2 of them, apparently. As we shift forward then, so let's take that's the World Series, because that obviously is going to eclipse anything that we saw on the football field. I do want to come back to that game because I think what we saw last night was a Commanders team that just absolutely looks lost with Marcus Mariota at the helm and quarterback. Any thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was a pretty snooze fest, if you want to say. I had the Pacheco props. That's really all I even had on that game. Usually for Monday night, Thursday night, I'll build some kind of parlay to try to get some extra coin, but I didn't even make one for that game because honestly, I didn't think it would be. I didn't have any faith in anybody on Washington's side. And as we were texting, I don't think Kareem Hunt's hurt at all. Like they said he was hurt going into that game. He was still got the touchdowns over Pacheco. We did get Pacheco, but you had to wait to almost the end of the third quarter, almost early fourth quarter to cash that. I hate betting on the Chiefs. It's one of those, them and the Bills. It's just two teams who spread it out way too much. And when it comes to player props, it's really hard to gauge. Other than Tyquan Thornton when he was a thing earlier this season, it's just hard to gauge anybody on those two teams.
Tell me about it. We're looking at a Marquise Hollywood Brown who 19 out of the last 20 games, this guy gets at least 2 receptions a game. They targeted him once.
Yeah.
Explain that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. And RJ is right there with you. He says he hates betting on the Chiefs too, but the state line up or so. I thought the slate, I think, is what that's supposed to be. But
yeah.
Looking at from a Chiefs standpoint, even though we don't like betting on the Chiefs, is that really kind of a statement of, hey, the Chiefs are back at being that championship caliber team? They got off to a rough start. They have been building this momentum with Rashee Rice coming back, getting the right wide receivers back in. Are they back in championship mode?
It feels like it, right? It feels like it with having Rashee Rice back. And then they still they didn't do Chiefs things early on when everybody was out and suspended, but they still navigated enough where it didn't put themselves in a bind. And then you got Denver's probably the next closest since LA is beat up. I mean, I think the Chargers seasons is pretty well done just because of all the injuries. And then the Raiders are going to Raider. They just beat them 31-0. So They look back, but these are two teams that really aren't in top shape right now. The Raiders, they suck, let's face it. And then the Commanders without Jaden Daniels are not the same Commanders team. You got a banged-up Debo, a banged-up McLaurin, Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He hasn't done much the last few weeks. I mean, it's just, I think if my Dallas Cowboys can beat them by double digits, that's not saying too much about your team.
Listen, 100% with the Jaden Daniels take because they're just a night and day, dynamically different team. Marcus Mariota is a mediocre at best. Who cannot scramble, who cannot extend plays the way that Jaden Daniels can. So I 100% agree with you there. We're going to fast forward a little bit. And I know we don't have Robbie's radar set up or anything like that, but as we look ahead to this coming week, we got a huge showdown taking place not too far from where I live over in Orchard Park with the Chiefs and the Bills Sunday late afternoon game, 4:25 Eastern Standard Time. What is this going to look like?
That's going to be a preview of possibly the AFC Championship game, definitely a playoff game, the way things are shaping up now. But the Bills can get them in the regular season, but can they replicate it in the postseason? That's the big thing. It wouldn't shock me if Buffalo beats them at all. What would impress me is when Buffalo can actually do it in the postseason. I mean, I'm pulling for them. I'm pulling for them. But
no, that is absolutely real, and that's like a Buffalo phenomenon, right? They will absolutely manhandle the Chiefs throughout the regular season. The minute postseason play starts, they fold like a cheap suit. It's disgusting. I don't know what hurts more to Bills fans. Losing 4 straight Super Bowls or not being able to beat the Chiefs. They got to be close. So if there's a Bills fan that's watching now, if you could just kind of drop in what your thoughts are on that.
I think RJ's a Bills fan, so I'm sure he'll let you know.
And you know what? And RJ says he's going to be there live with his son. RJ, nice. So will I. So let's get in touch. Let's meet up. We can, if nothing more, I will put together a Weekday Wagers video of me jumping through a table. How's that?
Hey, maybe you can just hand him some cash and we won't have to do the Venmo thing while you're there too, since he won last weekend in overdrive.
That is true. That is true. So, all right, look, the answer's simple. Yes to all the above. Fantastic. We're going to be jumping through some tables, and RJ's going to make out with a crisp Ben Franklin. It still pisses me.
Didn't know where you were going with that.
DJ's crisp Ben Franklin that he always.
Yeah,
I find these. I find these in my seat cushion at the Greer House.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Where was I going with it? This is starting to get a little cray-cray. You know what else is crazy? I don't know if have you heard about this?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Well, right to me. Hey, we're going with a 1 point parlay tonight. We're going to go Braden Point, has his name in the parlay. And we're going to go Leon Draisaitl, both to get a point at plus 102. I got this at DraftKings. It's around minus 110, minus 115 everywhere else. Look, Braden's been nothing but dominant against the Nashville Predators, which who hasn't, right? But he has a point in 8 of his last 10, 6 goals and 8 assists against my Preds. He has 2 goals and 5 assists on the year already. And it's Leon Draisaitl. Look, we're just asking for a point. He can get that in his sleep, and they're playing at home. Going up against a stout Utah team, I think you made the wrong choice, DG. They're coming in on this game with a 7-game winning streak, but I think they come crashing down tonight. Leon has 7 goals to start the year with 4 assists, and he has 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 games against Utah last season.
Look, I absolutely love when you start putting together point parlays because that's when I know my bankroll's starting to heat up. Okay. You do bring up a great point. I don't know if DG should have gone with the Ducks over the Mammoth. You got Leon Draisaitl in here, and if you had to give everybody a look, this is my lock. But you know what? We'll get to that in a second. I jumped ahead a little early because you got me thinking about the DG thing. I'm like, yeah, because I kind of got like a slight DG fade myself as well today because I am going with Daniel, the other way to spell it, Tarasov. Not DG, but my own version of DT. We're going to take him to get over 21.5 saves. He's the Florida Panthers goalie who will be taking on DG's aforementioned Anaheim Ducks. Just a little insight into this game here. Anaheim, well, they have been shutting out. I shouldn't say shutting out. They have not been shutting out anybody. They have been absolutely going off, and they're averaging 35 shots on goal in the last 4 games alone. I love this spot because the problem with Anaheim right now is that they're giving up a ton of goals. They're giving up so many goals that they go into panic mode and they have to shoot the goal, or they have to shoot the puck. They have to get that puck on goal simply because their defense is horrible. It is awful. It is almost as bad as the San Jose Sharks, dare I say. I hope they can fix that for DG's sake. But until then, let that offense roll. Daniel Tarasov will be in goal tonight for the Panthers. I think he gets this done. And that gets, for a hockey frenzy night, only having 2 plays doesn't really seem like enough to do tonight's slate justice, right?
Right. No. What, all 32 teams play tonight, and I think 1 plays tomorrow night. So I think we do need to give another play. And I've got one for Joe. I saw he put in the chat that he can't parlay the 2 guys that I mentioned. So, Joe, I've got you. Andrei Kuzmenko, 1+ point minus 115, and I got that at ESPN Bet. Look, this is tremendous value for Kuzmenko. He plays for the Kings now, but he's absolutely dominated those San Jose Sharks that Mark was talking about. In his last 10 games, Kuzmenko has 8 goals in his last 10 games, and we're asking him just to get 1 point at minus 115. Love Kuzmenko tonight.
That's a little bonus play. And we've been killing it on our live bonus play. So, yeah, take that one to the bank. And I'm sure you can get that one, Joe, in Vegas, because I think he has to have BetMGM or Caesars or something like that. But I'm sure that you'll find similar odds there. And if you are looking for another hockey play, because, yes, we have all 32 teams playing, there is damn sure going to be some goals tonight. Who's scoring them? I'm glad you asked, because here's our list of the people that we think are going to light the lamp. We got Austin Matthews at plus 100, Leon Draisaitl plus 120. Robbie already likes him for a point. Why not have it be a goal? Tage Thompson plus 150, Adrian Kempe, the beast that is in the Kings uniform, at plus 160, and a guy after my own heart, Morgan Geeky, because you can't spell nerd without geeky, at plus 200. Robbie, who do you like on here and why?
Well, you put a nice list together there, Mark. I got to admit, I'm going to give you two. Since we have a big slate tonight, I'm going to give you two, and none of them are on that list. I'm going to go David Pastrnak, one because he owes us from last night because he couldn't compete at plus 115, but he has 10 goals in his last 10 against the Islanders. Yes, 10 goals in his last 10 games against the Islanders. And then we're going to go with my guy just said, Andrei Kuzmenko at plus 295 to get a goal. He has 8 goals in his last 10 versus San Jose. Love those two guys tonight.
I am going with Tage Thompson at plus 150. Why am I taking TT? I'll tell you why. They just played Toronto, and the Buffalo Sabres have absolutely started to catch on fire offensively. I don't know that they can actually win a game. I just know that they're starting to score a ton of goals, and that's all we need Taj to do. They're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets. He has gone over this line in 4 straight games against the Blue Jackets. What is a Blue Jacket? Anyway, give me Taj Thompson at plus 150. Whew. Wow.
What
Quack.
the hell?
Quack.
What the hell?
Quack. Quack. Quack.
Are
Quack.
you-
Quack. 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 Today, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm not taking it. I'm done, boys. There's so much bashing on my Ducks. My Anaheim, I've never been there, but my Anaheim, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm done. And I'm not going to stand for it anymore. So I want you to hear from me out of my mouth, myself. I'm done, and I don't appreciate it.
Seeing you
First
in
of
the
all-
room with that stupid mask on about
First
broke
of
me
all-
earlier.
That has to be your driver's license picture from here on out. I mean, if there was a way to make that your driver's license picture, that's the one. Or you know what? Maybe your LinkedIn profile or even your Twitter picture. I think that's the one. Yes, and Joe, that might actually be true.
But-
TT's day
How-
drinking on a Tuesday.
How much did you spend on that thing?
So when you're a big time player in the NHL world, Robbie, I get it. Your team doesn't like you, but the Anaheim Duck, we call him Mr. Duck, called me and said, "Would you like one of these?" And I said, "Bring it on, big boy. I'll put it on that big time weekend wager show or weekday wager on the weekend." They sent it to me.
Oh, so they were giving them out for free during the game. That's how you.
There's a promotional effort.
Yes.
Correct.
And
then I got this
see
cool
why it was
shirt.
free.
Look at this thing. This thing been looking good, boy.
I think
Man,
the lodge has hooked you up
great.
with a swag bag.
We're feeling good. I just wanted y'all to know that I don't appreciate it, and I love the chat. There's a lot of people that are wrong, and they have went wrong the wrong way in life, and they don't appreciate the Ducks like I do. But I've watched every Mighty Duck movie ever made, and I might have watched them this weekend. But we're going Ducks wild this week. I'm over it, boys. Keep our names out of your mouth.
I think DG, I think if anything, you need to wear that mask while you pick up your kids from school.
Oh, please.
And that's the video we need. That's the video we need. We do have Miss Kimberly White, who says we should have had him pronounce it while he was in the duck mask, because that would have been
That's what I was trying to do. Then he left too quickly.
If we could get him to use his duck voice like Donald Duck, like do his DG pronunciation pick. Go. I'm gonna leave this one to you.
Yeah, Yegor Sharangovich, plus 450. I get those names backwards. Like I think of Marchenko, I think of these other teams. I cannot remember who Sharangovich plays for anymore. I'm trying to look right now. I want to say the Flames, but I feel like I'm wrong. If you can find me that, Mark, I could kind of get you some stats. Or Miss Kimberly, if you can tell me who he plays for now. Sharangovich.
While she is doing that, I would just remind everybody. She said you're right. The Flames.
Flames. Okay.
While he is looking that information up, listen. If there is a play that you guys are on for today, as Joe points out, he would like to do the Otani's walks, but his over 2 walks is still at minus 208. It's just ridiculous. Don't do that. Do not do that. That's crazy. If there's something in there, or if you have a question, look, we've got a ton of hockey. The guy sitting over there, right there, Brady Bunch, I'll get him. He is locked in, dialed in on NHL player props. I am telling you right now, all 32 teams are playing. Ask him. He knows. He knows which guys are good on Tuesdays. Just saying.
Yeah. Gotta get some more weeks into this season first. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Kim does have a question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sharangovich just scored his first goal in his last 10 games the other night against the Rangers. It is the Rangers. They are terrible. He's facing Toronto tonight, but against Toronto, he has 2 goals in his last 3 games against them. So it might be some sneaky value on Sharangovich at plus 450.
I like it. I like it. And I'm going to switch over here. Shohei's 7+ Ks. Do you like it? And here's why I think I do kind of like this one, is because they used both teams threw everybody. I thought their first base coaches were going to start throwing to get them through the rest of the innings. Everybody they've been used. They're tanked. I think they have to let Shohei go longer, and that's why I love this spot. I even think that they would give him enough leeway, being up 2-1, that his over 18.5 outs cashes.
Okay. And he's going to be walking a lot, as we've already covered. So you're not having him go up there and have to swing the bat a ton. He's probably going to get walked more times than not tonight. So maybe he can focus more on the pitching aspect. And like you said, who's left for either team? I mean, my goodness.
DG brings up a great point. What if we did a day after sports Equinox parlay, so we give some people more content to use? How about, instead of content, how about we give them some more winning tickets to cash? So let's do that, Rob.
Okay.
Let's start. I'm going to go with college football, because you and I were talking about that one right before we came on. And I don't know why that line at James Madison is the way it is, to be honest. I don't care. So we'll take James Madison on the money line, because the model has them projected to cover the 6.5 spread by twice as much. I'm going to let you figure out the baseball one.
Okay. Okay. I do see real quick, Nick Schmaltz, RJ's asking about Nick Schmaltz. He has been good this season. He has 7 goals in his last 6 games, but he hasn't registered a goal against Edmonton dating back to 2022. So in his last 10 starts against Edmonton, no goals there. Miss Kimberly is asking about Alex Ovechkin. Will he get 900? He will get 900. Dallas maybe without Thomas Harley tonight. So maybe there's a sneaky play to have Ovechkin get the goal tonight. I think Dallas is banged up overall coming into that game. So it could be tonight. I hate that it's in Dallas. I wish it was in Washington. I would like it even more. So that's kind of my takes on those. You need a baseball play. Give me a second.
Well, you're doing that because I figured then we can take the LA Kings on the money line. If we do that, and then we need a baseball play, and then I'll give you an NBA play. These turned out to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, they really have. God, I haven't been in baseball brain. I would have easily just said take Ohtani for a hit, but after last night, you know what? Give me Vladdy Daddy for a hit, just one hit. I think it's minus 225, but it's a good parlay piece. He's got multiple hits, and he's got a hit in 8 of his last 8 games. He's 3 for 8 with a home run on Ohtani.
Okay.
So give me Vladdy Daddy for a hit to add to the parlay.
I think that let's see, better hits. Do we? I'm looking to see where his. So they, you know what? Let me switch books because BetMGM doesn't allow that.
Oh, okay.
So let me drop this down. Hold on one second. Watch this. We'll get this all figured out. I
know FanDuel, DraftKings, and Bet365, you can do a lot of these quirky parlays. That's the 3 that I use the most. Fanatics, if you have Fanatics, will do it too. I don't do a lot there because I'm limited for whatever reason. So I'm only like a $10 max on most things there. They do have great offers, though. I wish I could do it more.
All right. So I'm putting this together right now. And then you said for baseball, we've got Vladdy Daddy to get one hit. That's all we need, right? Just one hit?
Just one hit.
One hit. Vladdy Daddy at 243. And then for the NBA, I say we go with, you know what? The model has OKC winning the win probability at 81.3% over the Sacramento Kings. If we put them into this, how's plus 249?
I don't hate it.
Plus 249. So now my typing skills suck. So we're going to go with OKC money line, JMU money line, LA Kings money line, and Vladdy 1+ hit. Oh, and look at that. Whatever we're doing, it's working magic. It's going up. So it just went up to $253. Get over to DraftKings. Real simple. OKC, they have the highest win probability tonight on the Just Stat Sports Sims. Love that spot for OKC. JMU, I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on and why that line is only at 6.5. We have projected to win by at least 13. LA Kings on the money line. They're playing the San Jose Sharks. If they and then Vladdy Daddy to get one hit, put all 4 together. You get a nice day after sports equinox parlay that we did live. Great idea, DG. Appreciate that. And Joe asked a question. Is Springer hurt or what? Do you know? Have you heard?
I know they were talking about him last night. Now, he had props available on Doink. So usually if a guy doesn't have any lines available, that he's not expected to play or it's questionable. But he did have props available on Doink when I was looking up the Vladdy play.
Okay.
So let me double check just to make sure I saw that correctly. Yeah, he has props up. He's expected to play. That's according to Doink Sports.
Perfect. Yeah, they'll look. I think what they'll do is they'll put him in a walker if they have to.
There you go.
There we go. Look at that. Prime time parlay. Well, or day after equinox, whatever we want to call it. You know what? I don't care what you call it as long as it wins, like we did last night. So let's roll a little back-to-back weekday wagers, primetime parlay. I love this spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 legs at plus 253. I will lock that in as soon as we finish up today. Yes, and Joe, you are absolutely right. The G in DG does stand for graphics. And my goodness, look at the time.
Yep.
All right. Rob, that's going to do it for us today. Tuesday, we got a busy day again tomorrow, where I guess we can kind of let all the ice chips fall where they may tonight, because we won't have to focus a whole lot on tomorrow for hockey. But with that being said, any final thoughts?
Yeah, we've already got Thursday Night Football coming up. I have 2 player props that I love already that I put on Just the Stat Sports. We will have Robbie's Radar tomorrow, as usual. Hoping to find some good value tonight when I get home on some guys that I'm looking at. And then, yeah, tomorrow should be a slower day just because there's hardly any hockey, and then there won't be a baseball game tomorrow. So might be a college football heavy tomorrow night.
And you just reminded me, and I want to share this with everybody. Look, go get it now because I am positive this line will change. It has every single week that it's come out. Excuse me. Tua. His over 1.5 rushing yards is at minus 118. It has cashed in all of but 2 games this season. It didn't cash last week. You want to know why?
They didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to do much. They killed the Falcons.
The Falcons defense gave him. He had so much time back there. He was ordering takeout. It was disgusting how much time he had to throw. He didn't have to run at all. He is going up against a Ravens and this Baltimore defense looking a little rejuvenated. I expect them to get to Tua, make him run 1.5 yards. Is that line? Like I said, he's cleared it in all but 2 games this season. I love that spot. Grab that now because it goes up. The closer we get to game time, that thing will be about 4.5, possibly 5.5. So grab that now. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. If you would be so kind, please hit that like button on the way out. It certainly helps us grow. And we are growing. I can tell you that. We see the numbers every single day. We are growing. And that's all because of you and what you help us accomplish here. So thank you. Until tomorrow, where we will be right back here at 2:00 Eastern time. My name is Mark. And for Robbie, listen, go out, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Be kind to one another. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.